Hello everyone and welcome back to another video from my channel HEMR'S Mod Railway. Now today we are celebrating 30,000 total views on my channel by counting down my top 10 list of favourite British diesel locomotives. So as always, when I hit a view goal on my channel, so generally I go up in 10,000s. Previously I did it in 1,000, so my first one was 1,000. But recently, as you know, I've been going up in 10,000. So as you know, for 10, 20, 30, 40, and then for 50 and 100,000 total views, of course, if we ever get there, I might do something more special for that. But for the other 10,000, each 10,000 sort of interval view counts, I do a top 10 video counting down my top 10 favourite whatever. So previously for the 20,000 one we did steam locomotives, and now for the 30,000 total views ones we are doing diesel locomotives. Now I could have put all my diesels in front of here on camera, but I figured, well, you're all going to be seeing diesel locomotives throughout today's video, so I thought, you know what, I'll put some steamers on here. Although we have got the 08, and the 08 does appear in my list. But first of all, before we start counting down the top 10, I would just like to say thank you very, very much to all my subscribers, viewers, watchers, commenters, sharers, likers. You know, I always say, even if you've just scrolled past one of my videos, that counts as an impression to YouTube. It means you've just actually come across the video, whether you've seen the title, the thumbnail or whatever. And that really does help, even if you just see my video. It means that, to me, you know, when I see my impressions and it's at, you know, 20,000, that means, you know, it's not getting shown to a few people, it's getting shown to, you know, a lot of people. My videos are getting recommended. So thank you all to everyone who has played a part in my channel, even if you just watch the videos and you don't comment or anything like that. I mean, even if you just, you know, you watch a little bit and skip through, that doesn't matter, because that all contributes towards the growing of my channel. As always, I'd like to thank my moderators, the Model Shed, previously known as Kurt TV. I'd like to thank On the Mainline and Pete Clark for their help in streams, and also videos as well. They've come up with some really nice things as well too. And of course, thank you to all the people who email me. It's really nice to have your support through emails, and I'm glad I've been able to help you in some way. If you have emailed me, of course you don't have to, but some people have emailed me asking questions and that, so it's really nice to see that people, you know, come to me for advice, which is a good thing. So yeah, basically, thank you to everyone so much for helping me get to 30,000 total views. Really, these view counts are going up a lot quicker than I would have expected. It took me nearly, well, pretty much a full year to get to my first 1,000, but now it's only taking a couple of months for every 10,000, so that is really good, and it's really nice to see the channel growing and improving. So thank you all very, very, very much once again for helping me to get to 30,000 total views, and to celebrate we'll be counting down my top 10 favourite diesel locomotives. So then, at number 10, and you might be surprised to hear this one, it is the Class 17. Now, what I really like about this locomotive in particular is just its double-ended cab design, sort of like the Sentinels but a bit longer. I just really like the sort of cab in the middle that obviously has dual controls at either end of sort of the cab, but sort of the short cab and then the long bonnet over the either ends, and the really nice range of liveries this comes in. It really sells this engine for me. Coming in at number 9, and sorry On the Mainline if you're watching this, I know you'd have liked to see it higher on my list, but for me, at number 9, it is the Class 66. The bodywork is what I like on the 66 most of all. I really like the tall sides and the tall cab area as well. I like the tall sides and how it slopes and comes to a point at the top, kind of like a shed. I also like the liveries. It comes in quite a lot of these engines in today's list are to do with the liveries. I also quite like the wheel formation. That looks really nice, and overall just a really good looking engine. At number 8, it is the Class 45, also known as the Peak, as are the 44, 45 and 46 locomotives. So, number 8, the Class 45. What I really like about the Class 45 is its sloping bodywork. I really think that looks good. Sort of the shortened area after the cab, the nose, and then the really long sides and the sudden slope into the nose of the front of the cab looks really good. It's really long, but also quite wide on this engine. And overall, the bodywork in general just looks really nice. It's just something about the way that the bodywork slopes into the cab area is why I really like the Class 45s. At number 7, we have the Class 40, which was Britain's first 2,000 horsepower diesel locomotive. Not so much the bodywork on the Class 40 that I like. It's pretty similar to the 37s and the 45 you just looked at. It's partially because of its achievement, you know, the first 2,000 horsepower diesel. That is a lot of power. And also because the Class 40s generally come, I think, in a green livery, which I think looks really smart on them. And also the sound of the engines when they are running is just absolutely fantastic. So that's why I like the Class 40, just because of, I guess, of its heritage of being like the first properly powerful engine in Britain, and also because the livery that it comes with is just really nice. At number 6, we have the Class 31, which has also been shown in Top Gear. So, Top Gear fans, you'll be pleased to hear the Class 31 that's been on there. That was the one that smashed into the Renault Espace on the level crossing. So, Top Gear fans, you'll be pleased to hear that one. Although, it isn't just on this list because of Top Gear, because it is actually a nice loco. So then, the 31s. Obviously, I like them because I've been on Top Gear, but I also like them because of the sort of weird body or actual loco shape. It's like a really short, but somehow has a really wide but tall cab. And I also kind of like the funny little headlight protrusions you see there on top. I think they're quite fun. And also, their horn is one of the best horns I've ever heard on a diesel engine. At number 5, it's the Class 55 Deltic locomotive. The sound of the two-stroke engines on these Class 55s is really what it sells it to me. I really like the green livery. The green is really smart, but then the blue looks really powerful. But overall, it is just the engines on these engines. They make a hell of a racket, and they make a hell of a lot of smoke with it being two-stroke. But the liveries and the absolutely beast of an engines that are fitted to these things are really why I like the 55s. They are obviously I think they're one of the first diesels to reach 100 miles per hour, if I'm correct. Obviously the big part of history of getting, you know, the transition from steam to diesel, but they are a really nice engine. At number 4, it's everyone's favourite and, you know, the most recognised diesel locomotive, if you are a rail fan or not. It is the Class 08 shunter, as shown here. I think cute is the best way to describe the 08. It's got a weird little radiator arrangement at the front, which I really like. There's about 800 built, and there's quite like 60 left, I think. It's got like a small body, but also somehow it's like really, really tall. And it's just a shunter. It's a cute little shunter that's really quite powerful. And obviously there's still many around today because they were produced in abundance. They are really popular, and I also like the coupling rods on the side. They're something that you don't see on many diesels. Sort of something that you expect to be on a steam engine, but to be honest, I just like it because it's something different that should be on a steam engine, but you think, no, it's on a diesel engine. So the 08's just a really nice engine to have, and really nice models to own as well. At number 3, it is everyone's other favourite diesel locomotive. It's the Class 47. You know, some of these on this list are a bit obscure, but I do quite like them, such as the Class 17. But, you know, if you say diesel locomotive, even if, you know, people don't know the class number, if you say draw me a British diesel locomotive, you know, people are quite likely to pick something such as the Class 47 or as the Class 66 because they are just so common and well known. So at number 3, it is the Class 47. So then the 47s, what do I like about those? Well, obviously the clag and the noise they make, as you can imagine from that photo. I also kind of like the weird little engine windows that are along the side. The sloping cab reminds me, well, I don't know what it reminds me of, to be fair, but they're just really nice engines in general. Again, quite long, really quite powerful. I like driving them on a Northern Transpennine in Train Sim World Northern Transpennine from the 2020 version. Overall, they are just really nice engines. Lots of clag, lots of noise. The styling is really nice as well, sort of the gently sloping cab and the long body as well, and also the liveries that come in is really nice. I do especially like the West Coast Railway versions of those. At number 2, also nicknamed the Choppers, is the Class 20. I absolutely love these engines. Well, partially because of the sound they make, and partially because it's one of the, I don't know if this is exactly correct, but it's one of the only diesel locomotives in the UK that doesn't have double cabs, or more modern diesel locomotives. I mean, the 08 doesn't, but stuff like the 66, the 47, the 40s, quite a lot of UK diesel locomotives have two cabs, or such as the 17, it has two controls in either direction. So it's quite unusual in that way, but of course they did couple it sort of nose to nose, so you'd be be looking technically backwards, not along the bonnet, but from behind the bonnet, because Class 17s, like the 08, have a long bonnet and then the cab at that end. So sometimes you'd have two coupled there, so you'd have a cab at that end and a cab at that end. But it is an interesting locomotive, and it has a wonderful sound. So at number 2, the penultimate one, it is the Class 20. I've pretty much already told you why I like the choppers. The liveries, I love the rail freight livery and the BR green livery on the choppers. The long bonnet, the sort of weird cab arrangement, like the short cab but then the massively long body, and also the engines and the noise the choppers make is just absolutely wonderful. Really excited to get a model of one of these. But yeah, simply just the long bonnet that makes it look sort of odd, but also really kind of nice at the same time as well. Used for quite a wide variety of things, and it's interesting to know that because they didn't have two cabs, they were just paired in twos, which is, I suppose, a good way to bodge it. And finally, my favourite British diesel locomotive of all time is the Class 37, also nicknamed the Tractor. But if you're an avid watcher of my channel, you'll know I also call them the Passats, because they sound like my grandma and granddad's Volkswagen Passat from 1998. So, you know, a couple of nicknames there, but it really is a nice loco, is the Class 37. So at number 1, it is the Class 37. So then the Passats, again, a common theme with the rest of the engines I've talked about. Their engines and their thrash noise sounds like a Passat, sounds like a Tractor. My favourite livery is the one here shown on screen. I really like the styling of the 37, sort of the long and short cab that we've seen from the 40s and the 45s. But then with the weird curving around the side as well, and the way the whole cab window frame curves. The engine and just the general styling and all the little vents all over the engine is really why I like the 37s. Or, as I prefer to call them, the Passats. So I'd just like to say thank you very much, everyone, for watching this video. I do hope you enjoyed it. I have really enjoyed, actually, you know, because before this video, if somebody asked me what my top 5 were, I won't be able to give you a list, but throughout this video, I'm glad I've been able to explore some of my favourite diesel locomotives. I hope you've enjoyed this as well. If you want to put down in the comment section your favourite diesel locomotives, I know on the main line's favourite one will be a 66, but I'll be interested to know what are your sort of top 5, or maybe you want to put your top 3, and, you know, just see what everyone else prefers. I know, Kurt, you quite like your 66s. Pete Clark, you like your 08 and your 66, don't you? But it might also be it might also be interesting to see things from other people, and also what your top sort of 5, if you want to put them, if you are. But as always, thank you very much for watching this video. Thank you very much again for 30,000 total views. Onwards and upwards now to 40,000 total views, if we ever get there, but I'm sure we will with hard work and effort. And at 50,000 subscribers, I might do as like a special train spotting video or a special stream or something like that, or maybe a review of an engine or something like that. Not really sure. But anyway, thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much once again. I've been saying this throughout all this video, but I really can't thank you enough. Thank you very much for 30,000 total channel views. Thank you for watching this video, and thank you very much for joining me for my top 10 favourite diesel locomotives. So take care of yourselves, and I'll see you shortly.